Okay. Go in line. Okay. Right. Okay. What's happening? Ah. Hello, you guys. This is Lady Myya. I am so excited. It's Friday. Finally, we're here. We're here at the very end of the week. And I just figured, I give you some of my energy today. And I have Daniel, so we have like what our powers combine. We are we're sending you our energies and positivity, light, sound, and action and cameras and everything's rolling for you guys. We're rolling out that red carpet for our brother Daniel here. He is this awesome individual. We got a chance to talk. I've interviewed Daniel a few times. Actually, we spoke for like hours the first time, and then we
Yeah.
got the interview, and now I got him, y'all. And I mean, if you knew everything this man does,
Oh boy.
all I'm saying is you're gonna be ecstatic, and you're gonna say, "How the heck did she get him?" So, without further ado, my Mayan tribe, please welcome Daniel.
Me. Me. I was giving you a video high five. Mm. Mm.
Woo! Yes. Love it. We love it. So,
Well, that was cool. You just push a button there or something. That was cool.
yes, there's buttons, sir.
I love
So
buttons.
amazing. So, yes. So, okay. So, what I had asked him today, as far as the topic is, you guys, I wanted to find out first from him and then from you guys, okay? So, I wanted to find out, what does success look like to you? Okay, so I know I got so many friends that are entrepreneurs. Everybody's got something different. We all have core values, and then we all have just things that we think we want. So I wanted to kind of get, the picture painted as far as what that person wants for their life, or for the betterment of the people around them, or the people that they're helping, because this is what Daniel does. Like, he helps so many people. I'm gonna let him tell you what he does, okay? Then your minds can get blown, okay? Yeah. Daniel, take it
What do I
away.
do? I sit around the house and make chocolate milk. No, not really. I wish, because man, I love chocolate milk, but can't have it. I am what is I refer to myself as a spirit medium. I don't call myself psychic. A friend of mine, I just met this guy, and we became fast friends. He's also a medium, uh, and he said something that resonated with me very well. That he said that all mediums are psychic, but not all psychics are mediums. Meaning, not all psychics speak with spirit on a regular basis. They just get information, and that's it. They can't just continue to ask spirit questions and stuff like that. But I can do that, and then sometimes I get psychic messages. Things just come in. As soon as someone intends to have an actual reading with me, they set the intention, then I start getting messages. Uh, I have a guy I'm actually doing tomorrow a reading for, and he asked me that kind of same question. He said, "Well, I have some questions, but it is I want to just see what you're going to pick up on me. Is that the right thing?" And I said, "No, that's not the right thing, uh, because TVs and movies and all that stuff they made it out to be something different than it actually is. Uh, but as soon as he made the intention to actually have the reading with me, and then I actually got some messages, and I started typing it to him, and he was like, "Yeah, no kidding, wow. Okay, I guess we do have some stuff to talk about." I said, he said, "Wow, you're right on the spot." I said, "Yeah, yeah." Uh, but sometimes, but see, with me, I see spirit all the time too. I was just at a car show last Tuesday, and I talked to the bartender, so she knows me. She knows all about this stuff, and I talk to this stuff with her. And she likes me to stay to the end of the car show because it gets dark, and because she wants to know what I see around there because I see more stuff in the dark. So she said, "Do you see anything here?" And this is at this little like cabana type little bar section. And I closed my eyes and I said, "Yeah." I said, "There's actually a man here, and he's got this white scruffy beard that comes down his jaw like that, a real white bushy eyebrows, and he's losing a little bit of his hair up top, but he's got thicker hair here." And he had these glasses on, but he kept showing me because they like to do this stuff. He was showing me taking his glasses and putting them like that and wearing them like that a lot. And I was like, okay. And she's like, wow. She said, do you get a name? And I said, I don't get names much. And all of a sudden, doop, came up my head. And I said, oh, he told me his name is James. And she's like, is he here for somebody? I said, yeah, he's actually here for these two people right here. He's standing in front of this man over here. He's here for them, but he's here for this man. And these were like the last two people in the place. And she says, you think I should tell him? I said, well, if you want to tell him, sure. I mean, you know them. I said, so go tell him. And so she walks over there, and then I hear the lady go, you mean Jim? And I looked at her and I said, yeah, Jim. I said, he's telling me his name is James, but yes, Jim. And I
Hmm.
walked down there. I said, hi, my name is Daniel Jackson. I see dead people. And I just said it like that, yeah, because that's the reaction you get now. Like, oh, okay, I know what that is. And I said, yeah, I'm a medium, and
Medium.
that, but I see this guy in front of you, and she said, yeah, that's our friend Jim. My husband's into race cars, and so was this guy, and he just passed away 2 years ago. And I
Oh.
said, yeah, I said, well, at that point I said, well, what happened was he crossed over and went to heaven, but because Jim had fulfilled his purpose, he decided to come back here and be a spirit guide. And I said, for this guy, I said, for you. And so as I'm telling her this stuff, he's flipping through his phone, and then he comes up and he goes, "You mean this guy right here?" I said, "Yeah, that guy right there with the white hair." He's like, "Yeah, that's my friend Jim." He said Jim always said to everyone else that he knew that he told them that I was his son. And I said, "Oh yeah, absolutely." I said, "He believes that you are his son, absolutely, and he's here, he's here to be a spirit guide for you to help you throughout the rest of your life." And the lady, she's just bawling her eyes out the whole time. And I said that the most important part is he could have stayed in heaven, which is 100,000 times better. We can never dream it is. But he skipped it to come back here and stay with you. And then, man, she just started bawling her eyes out. And
Wow.
she said, yeah, we've always had such a wonderful relationship with him, and he always treated us like we were family. And I said, well, he's still here, just letting you know that he he's letting me know to let you know he is still here. And they were like, and then I walked over to my friend Mary because she was standing there like this with her like her mouth open the whole time. I walked over. I said, I told you, Mary, I can't make this shit up. And she's like, oh my God, I know. That was so crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, yeah, it's
You
the
can't even imagine like how people are gonna feel once they know or they understand
yeah.
why you're even saying stuff to them and what you're saying to them. That's even, that's a whole nother like, okay,
Yeah,
wait.
she was like all like, oh my God. And and he says, yeah, I even now, uh, even though I know he's not here, but I know he's here now because you said he is. All along this whole 2 years, he goes, I have felt his presence around me. I said, oh, absolutely. You're feeling it because he's connecting with your soul, and that's why you're picking it up. And he was like, man, this is cool. But yeah.
That is
So
cool.
that's what I do. Yeah.
Wow. I love that because I'm like, I'm looking at this, and of course, I want to apologize to you in advance because,
Oh
of
boy.
course, I put psychic. And I was just like, wait, this doesn't feel right, but I don't know what other way, because I couldn't, like, my brain just went on, like, E, or it just turned off and was like, no,
Eve.
we're just not doing this today. And I'm like, you know what? I don't know what to tell you. And so I wanted to, at first I found myself typing clairvoyant, and I was just like, nope, that's not right. Wait, let's dial it back, because there's so many different dimensions of
Well,
that
you're
as
not wrong
well.
about that either, because I am actually clairvoyant as well. The clairvoyant messages that I get are more about me. I see the things that I see, it's me in that message. And then but it's more of a whole society, not just like one or two people like, oh, don't go tell this guy don't get on that airplane because he's going to crash or something like that. It's more of a whole societal thing.
Right. So it's like a first person, like a video game kind of, almost, as if you like, movie, I should say.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Absolutely, yes.
Oh wow, that has to be like interesting. I mean, there's never a dull moment. That's for sure.
Yeah, like one of the messages I saw of me, it's in the future driving around in a truck, and I was like I was trying to see who was in the truck at first, and then all of a sudden it showed me the rear view mirror, and when the person looked in the rear view mirror, it was me wearing glasses, and at the time I didn't wear glasses,
Mm, wow.
and I was
So it's
like,
like a future thing.
yes, yeah, it's
For you.
all future stuff.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, that is
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. A lot
So,
of that stuff I don't talk about because I know what's coming, and I don't want to
right.
scare people.
Yeah, no. I
Yeah.
no, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Some people don't even take the clairvoyance or, psychic or
Yeah.
anything that is out of the realm of the norm,
Right.
whatever their circle is, they just don't want to deal with
Yeah.
that.
We only believe it's normal because we were taught to believe that's what's normal.
Right, right, right. That's so interesting. Okay, so can you give me, before everybody starts to chat, or, anything to that magnitude, you guys, if you have any questions, please let us know. I'm going to jump on to Facebook as well, just to see if there's anything up there, and on YouTube. I'm going to also be on there just to make sure that I'm not missing anything, because I want to make sure that we are able to, just kind of like bring us all together, you guys. And this is going to be such an interesting conversation, especially, a lot of people definitely have questions. I'm pretty sure of it. Anything in the spiritual realm, that
There we go.
people don't necessarily understand, they're fearful of. And I don't feel that, because, okay, he told me this story. You got to tell the story, sir. You got to tell the spirit. Yes.
Well, and if somebody wants to ask a question just because they need some clarity on how and why things work, they can
Right.
always ask that as well. They don't have to ask just a personal question. But I'm going to
Right.
need you to read a question because it,
I will
like,
certainly try. That's why I
yeah,
said
this
I was
stuff
going
is
to
like
be
it's not even
between all of
showing
them.
up. It's not showing up for me in my section. So,
No, that's fine. That's not a problem. So go ahead. The
what do you want to know?
story. The story of you speaking to someone about the spirit.
Like, I
You
don't know.
were talking to the person, and they said that they don't believe because of who they were.
Oh yeah,
And
well, I have lots of people that say that because um, they don't believe because of their certain religious background or their beliefs are all that stuff. I even had a guy come to me one time. This guy, so he said he was Buddhist, okay,
mm-hmm.
and uh, and I was like, all right. He said, so I'm not really into the whole speaking to spirit or anything like that. I know that you get messages. I guess maybe you're getting them from. He says, I'm just going to call them your people. And I said, and that's the look that I gave him too. I went,
That's
mm,
weird.
okay.
Okay.
So he asked me this question. He said, I mean, he had this long, we had this long reading. It lasted for a couple hours, but I'm changing that up because I have to limit things for people. Uh,
Right.
but uh, but he asked me. He said, he said I'm thinking about becoming either, and he was trying to trick me a little bit because he wanted to see. Because everybody thinks I need to do an audition for him, and I don't. Uh,
Mm-mm.
so he said, I'm thinking about becoming either a social worker or a mechanic, a car mechanic. And I was like, all right, well, let me ask my people because I'll get the answer. And I said, well, um, you could, you, you, you can be but I worded it a different way. I said, you could be a social worker. I mean, and then I said, you're good at it. And that's when he was like, and I said, you're good at social work, and you're fine with that. Uh, but it doesn't put love in your heart. You help people at it, and but it doesn't give you a fulfilled feeling by the end of the day. Even though I said you're good at it, but you just don't. It's not in your heart. It's not what you want to do. I said, but what you want to do is you want to become uh, an auto mechanic. And he's looking at me. I said, because when you do that, someone's going to come up to you. They're going to need your help fixing their car because they got someplace to go. They got caught in the rain. They're all mucked up and they're waiting for you. And you fix their car for them. And then all of a sudden, they're going to be they're going to be so, there's going to be so much gratification there that you help them, and there's going to be little kids standing there all crying and stuff like that. I want to get in the car. And it's going to be like, to them, it's almost going to be like a miracle. And he said, well, he said, I want to let you know I applied for to get into school for auto mechanics. He said, but they told me that I might not be able to get in because I applied too late. And I told him his name's Jeff. I'll just use his first name. I said, Jeff, I said, what I want you to do after this reading is done is I want you to call them today. I don't want you to call them tomorrow. I don't want you to call them tonight. I want you to call them today when you get done with this reading, okay? Just so make sure you do that, okay? And he said, all right. And I said, well, let me hold your hand because I want to see who's here with you. Because when I'm with somebody, I can hold their hands, and then I can see if other spirit are there with them. And so I did that, and I said, this guy's not giving me a name, but I will describe him to you. So I described him to the T because when they first come in, I get a quick flash of what they actually look like. And then if they want something to be seen as well, like I had a guy come in for somebody, he kept turning around showing me this long hair, so I would say that. But this guy, I said he has a buzz cut, real short buzz cut hair. Uh, he's got a tattoo on. It looks like a military tattoo on. And he's showing me tools like he's a mechanic. And I described his face and eyes and everything. He goes, that sounds like my brother. I said, yeah, because your brother's passed on. He's left, correct? And he said, yeah. He kind of looked at me like, yeah. And I said, yeah. He said, well, yeah, my brother was in the Marines. I said, yeah, but your brother's a mechanic, correct? He goes, well, he works on boats. I said, yes, he's a mechanic in the Marines, but he likes to work on cars, correct? I mean, he does that. He used to do that as a hobby on the outside. And he just gave me that stare. He's like, yeah, like looking at me like, how did you know that? And I said, he's here for you to be a spirit guide for you to help you with this going to school to become a mechanic. So that's why I keep telling you, you got to call them today. And he's like, okay. And then by the end of the thing, he said, I just wanted to let you know I'm already a social worker. I said, yeah, remember how I said you're good at it? And I know you're good at it, but it doesn't. He said, oh, yeah, I didn't pick up on that. I said, yeah. I said, you are good at it, but you don't, it doesn't fulfill you. I said, so you got to call them today. All right. So Jeff leaves, and Jeff calls me up an hour later. He says, Daniel, guess what? I said, what? He goes, I got into the class. I said, yeah, no shit. I already knew that. And he said, oh, he said, remember how you told me? I needed to call today. I said, yes, Jeff. Why? He goes, when I talked to them on the phone, they said that because he said, I put my phone on, turned it off for our reading. They sent me a message. And when I called them back, they told me that if I had not called back today, they were going to go over me and go right to the next person on the list. He said there was a
Wow.
list of people who was already taken up the class, but they had one who dropped out of the class, so he was able to get in, but he had to call them that day. He said,
Mm.
if I'd have never uh, listened to you, I probably would have never called them back. And I was like I tell everybody, Jeff, I can't make this shit up, buddy. And he's like, all right, well, if I ever have any more, I said, yeah, if you ever have any more questions, just give me a call and I'll help you work it out. And he did. He did for like about a year, and he finally became the mechanic and all that stuff. But yeah, that's the way it works.
That is so interesting because it's just more so like people don't normally just kind of take to it right away, and you're just
No, they
trying to
don't.
figure out how to like give it to them. And then you, of course, you got them stubborn people that just
Yes.
don't want to, like, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to learn about it. I don't want too much to do with anything that you have to say. And you're like, but you don't have to. I'm not asking you to do anything that would, put yourself in harm's way or anything like that. I'm just giving you the message that I'm getting, or
Yes.
what's going on, or it's telling, things are telling me to look, this is the thing that's going to make them believe. Say that.
Yeah. I had this woman the other night who she wanted to try to trick me, and I always pick up on that as well. And she asked me, "Am I ever going to get pregnant?" And I said, "No." And she said, "What do you mean no?" I said, "You're not going to get pregnant because it's too dangerous." And
Mm-hmm.
she said, "Oh, it's not going to be dangerous for me." I said, "No, you didn't listen to what I said.
Mm-hmm.
I said it's going to be too dangerous. You're not
Right.
picking up on what I'm talking about." She goes,
Right.
"Oh no, you don't know what you're talking." I said, "You're just giving me this vague." I said, "No, I'm not giving you a vague answer.
No,
If I said
that was direct.
if you had a a good thought in your head and knew what I meant by that, meaning I don't want to say it in this way, but it's going to be too dangerous for the child. That's
Right.
why. Meaning, don't go and get yourself pregnant because if you do, that baby is going to have a lot of medical issues. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, and you're not going to be able to afford that because you can't afford it now. And she was like, oh, whatever. I maybe I do have some troubles in my life, but I said, no, you don't just have troubles. You have a ton of debt that you can't seem to get out yourself out of. And if you bring this child into this world and he's going to have all these
Exactly.
medical issues, you're going to be screwed because you can't afford it, and you're going to be
Exactly.
having a lot more problems. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
blah, blah. Yeah, she was just. I was like, I'm not doing auditions for you, lady. I'm trying to tell you that's going to help you. I'm trying to give you information that's going to help you for the rest of your life,
I
you
love
know.
it.
So, but she was. There are some people out there who just don't. They can't see past their own anger, their own hate
They
that's
don't
built
want
up in their
to.
minds to understand things. They don't want to hear about anything else. They just want to try to prove their point. And I said,
Exactly.
well, if you want
That's
to go out and get pregnant, that's all right. That's all right by me. But
it's dangerous.
it's going to be
We I
dangerous.
don't I don't understand why people have to be that way. Because it's like, why put yourself at, in danger when you don't have to,
Right.
you
And
know?
people do because they don't listen because spirit is always giving you messages. And the way to tell that is here's the perfect way, and everybody will understand this.
Mm,
When you're driving in the car, and you see that
mm-hmm.
car in front of you, and you go, I think I'm going to pass it. And then you get that gut feeling that says, don't pass the car.
Don't do it.
Don't pass the car. But there are always some people who are going to use their ego go to, and talk themselves out and go, I can pass that car. Now here's the thing how you know that spirit was talking to them. When they get into that car accident and you have to go see them in the hospital because they were being a dumbass, They say to you, Maya, you know what? I saw that car, and here's the words, two words, or two or three words. They're going to say, you know, but I knew it when they said I knew it that I
Yep.
shouldn't have passed that car. The reason they know it is because Spirit
That
was
they heard
giving
it.
them that message to not do it. They knew
Did
it
it
not to do
anyway.
it, but they did it anyway. And whenever you hear anyone say anything, you know, I just knew it. Whenever they say, I just knew it, they knew it because Spirit was telling them this, and but they talked themselves around that and did it anyway by using their free will too much about themselves.
Ain't that something though? Like
And
that's,
they do it all the time.
you know what? We all do it. Everybody wants to, I'm going to do it anyway. You're not going to tell me what to do. And it's just like, wait, if the doctor told you
Right.
not to do something because it was going to, you know, give you a higher percentage in dying, why wouldn't you listen to spirits when they can see a bigger picture than anything a person could actually see?
Yeah, it could be down to the smallest thing where they put the coffee cup down and they go, and then they go, think about it for a second, and then they go walk away and they come back and something knocked it over and they go, man, I knew I shouldn't have done that. Well, if you
See,
knew you shouldn't have done it, then
why
why did
did
you
you
do it
do it?
anyway? Right.
Makes sense. Not at
Yeah.
all.
Because for one reason, because people do dumb shit. That's why
They do. They
they
do. They
do.
just get
And
to the point.
they could alleviate doing all that dumb shit if they when they got the thing that said don't do that if they followed
Right.
through with not doing that.
Right.
Yeah, because they don't listen and they don't follow through.
Mm,
They talk themselves out of it and use their ego and their free will too much about themselves. And they need to
right.
stop that. Yeah.
I don't get it. I really don't. But I guess that's if that's what they really want to do. You know, it's nobody's fault but your own at that point. You know.
Here's a quick one for you. Well, not too quick, but so we're talking about success,
Yes.
about trying to have some success in this world,
Mhm.
and you just have to know when to pull the trigger on some things and when to not.
Right.
I had a woman come to me for a reading down at this place near where I live, this beach called Ocean City, Maryland. And she comes in, sits down, and she asks me about a business that she wants to open. And I said, okay. And she said, so what do you get on that? And I said, don't open the business. And she says, do you get any more than just that? I said, yes. The reason I'm telling you to not open the business is because you're going to have to get a partner. I know that you don't want to get a partner. She looked at me and she said, yeah, I don't want to get a partner. How'd you know that? I said, because you're talking to the medium. And I said, so I know that you don't want to get a partner, but you're going to end up getting a partner. He's going to want a quick return on his money. He's not going to get it. He's going to bow out, and then you're going to owe him a shitload of money. And she
Mm.
said, okay. So I finished up the reading with her, gave her a quick hug goodbye, and that was it. I see her again 6 months later. No, I'm sorry. It was a year later. It was a year later. She comes into this other place I'm doing readings at, near a town right next to me, and she says, "Hey, Mr. Daniel, do you remember me?" And I said, "Nope." I said, "I do a lot of readings, lady." I said, "I don't remember everybody." She said, "I came to you because I was asking about a business that I wanted to open." And I said, "Oh, gotcha." I said, "You wanted to open a business right here in this town, correct? Right across the street?" And she said, "You do remember?" I said, "Yes." And I told you not to open that business, and I told you that you're going to have this partner that you didn't want, and you got one anyway, and he bowed out and those. I said, so what happened with the business? And she said, I said, did you didn't open it, correct? And she go, and I told you not to, and she said, no, I opened it. I said, yeah, and how did that work out for you? She said, I closed it 3 months later. And I said, yeah, how did it work out with that partner? She said, you were right. I actually did get a partner. And you were right. He did want his money back quickly. And you were right. Now I owe him $10,000. I said, so you opened a business and I'm getting you used all your money, all your savings for that, correct? And she said, yeah, how did you know that? I said, well, again, You're talking to the medium, and you. So now you're in. You've lost all your money. You've had to go back to work, and you still owe this guy $10,000. She said, "Yeah, he's taking me to court for it because it's been so long. I haven't been able to get the money up." I said, "Okay, now you didn't listen to me last time. Are you going to listen to me this time?"
Mm.
And she said, she let that sink in. She said, "Yeah, I will." But she asked me a bunch of questions, and this is how people do. Some people do in this business.
Right.
She said, "I have a daughter, and she's about to have a child. What is the child going to be?" And I said, "It's going to be a boy." And then she said, "Oh, okay, that's good because that's what the other three mediums told me." And I went, "What?
What? Why?
Why are you coming to me if you've
If they
already
already
been to
told you
three
that.
other mediums?" One, I could see wanting to get maybe a little bit more clarification out of that, but
Hmm.
I'm the fourth one. She said, "Yeah." I said,
She's got a problem.
"Yeah." I said, "I don't do over top of other people. If you're going to get a message, I will get you a message. But the message you're going to get from me, if it's coming from someone truthful, then you're going to get the same message. You're not going to come to me thinking you're going to get a different message, or maybe get a message that maybe you want to hear
Right.
is your truth, not the actual truth."
Right.
She said, "Okay, okay, I get it. All right." So she asked me that. She said, "Is there any going to be any issues with the child?" I said, "Yes." I said, "The child's going to have some inner ear problems. Going to have some breathing problems. It's going to last for about 3 or 4 years, and then after the fourth year, the child will grow out of it." And what did she say after that? "Yeah, that's what the other three mediums told me."
Why are you
And I just
asking me the same questions then?
right. I said, that's exactly what I said. "Why do you keep asking me the same questions?" "Well, I just want to make sure." I said, "You made sure already after the second one, even
After,
really after the first one." I
yeah.
said, "But not after the fourth one, you know." So,
Right.
so by the end of the reading, she said, I said, "So, are you going to listen to me now?" And she said, "Yes, I will." And she got up and walked away. And I looked at my wife and I said, and I got a message, and they tell me, I said, "No, she's not,"
Mm.
because they told me,
Exactly.
"No, she's not. She's not going to listen," because she's
Hmm.
just that type of person. She
Right.
goes to. There's a lot of people who go to mediums and psychics and stuff all the time, because people will think they are going to be some type of um,
Different answer.
yeah, some type of different answer, or sometimes they like to ask me questions where they will ask it and they will manipulate the question so to try to get the truth that they want. And I always find out, I always ask, first thing I ask is this person telling me the truth or not? I like that lady the other night, and she wasn't. And and they tell me no, and I stop the reading right there and say, you can't lie to spirit, so stop telling me lies in these questions and ask truthful questions, and then I will get the answers for you. But I've done that to people, and they look at me like, "How'd you know I was doing that?" I said, "Well, you're asking the medium to get answers for you." I said, "I can only bring the truth one way. I can't tell it 50 ways. The one way suits you, and that's what you're trying to do. So stop doing it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll proceed." But yeah, people like to pull that crap on this because they think they're going to trick us, or we, like I said, we have to do an audition for them or something like. I'm 54, almost 55. I don't do auditions anymore, you know. But none of us should have to. If you're coming to me for something, then I'm going to help you. But don't try to trick me to helping you a different way that only you want to hear, because you're not going to get. I always tell people you don't always get the reading that you want, but you will get the reading that you need.
Right.
And some people need to be told that their lives need to be straightened out,
Hmm.
and not believing in all this other stuff that's on TV and movies, that everything is all rainbows and unicorns, because life is not.
No, it's not. That is
They
for
just
sure.
they just think spirit's going to come in and fix it for them. Spirit's not here to fix your life. If you screwed up your life, you have to fix it. They're just here to help you get through it the easiest way you can.
Mm-hmm. See, like nobody can do it for you. You got to do it for yourself.
Yeah,
Your
absolutely.
life, not theirs. They
God
did
bless
theirs.
you. Well, God did bless you. He put you here, but He wants us to figure out the rest.
Yes, see, and a lot of people like they want the shortcut.
They
And
do.
anything worth having is worth fighting for. If you get it
Right.
too easily, it's usually not going to hang around or stick around for very long. So,
Right, and that's with that's also with success. You got to go through. You got to do what they call paying your dues. You know, you got to find because it's all going to be a learning experience. And then once you get to where you want it to be, you're going to appreciate it more because you're going to know that you worked hard to get there.
true.
But just
Very
being
true.
given something, that's what I tell you. You know, life is not meant to be easy. If it was meant to be easy, what would be the point? You wouldn't
True.
appreciate it.
True.
You know, because life isn't always easy at sometimes, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we have to struggle through the hard times, the harder lessons to learn, and then sometimes it'll become a little easier when we start actually listening to what they're telling us and following through with it and paying attention.
I have a question
Of
because
course you do.
of course I do. Because like for me, something that you just said kind of triggered this question was more so since these are things that we, of course it's always our choice. Of course. That
Yeah,
that's
you
hands
are
down.
your final word. Absolutely.
I know, right? And so, but when you look at people that are, that have the spiritual gift like you do, um, why do you think there is a premise for that to be a thing? You get me? Like maybe I'm asking it wrong, but like okay, so you know how we all needed shoes. Yes, let me tell you why we needed shoes. We got tired of stones, glass, and everything else being on our feet, so we had to figure out a way for us to cover our feet so that we could walk,
Right.
right? So, having the shoes as in the spiritual medium to give us the guidance so that we can do our walk. Why do you feel like, do you, or if you even feel like there's a reason for that?
Just like there's a reason for everything for teachers. You need
True.
teachers. Some people are teachers, and some people are just not. Some people are meant to do the busy work, and some people need to be shown how to do that work in order to have it done. So
Yes.
that's why we are brought here to do this to help people because we're helping them. We're not giving it to them, but we're
Mm-hmm.
helping them. We are giving them some sense of direction
Yes.
and a path to be on. But if they
Mm-hmm.
use their free will to go off that path because they want to make shortcuts,
Right.
then they're not going to learn they're not going to learn the whole book. You know, they're not going to learn everything they needed to know, and
Mm-hmm.
then they're going to have problems later on down the line because they didn't figure that part out because they decided to skip and go around it.
When do you think is a good time to actually even um, connect with a medium? Because like I understand when somebody's lost a loved one. I understand if there's something that you're kind of torn between when you have like um, choices and different things like that. Um, but like, is there ever really a good time to actually
Sure,
contact the medium? Okay.
sure, absolutely. When you're having trouble in your life, when you feel like you have no direction in your life, you're always wondering because people are always wondering, are they on the correct path? They always ask, am I on the correct path? Am I going in the right direction?
Right.
And I can tell them how to look out for signs for that as well to make sure.
Mm.
Like when you start seeing the numbers, you know, when you start seeing you could because spirit guides connect with your soul. It's your soul that runs your body, so your soul will make you turn around and see things and do things. And so when you have a spirit guide that wants you to see something and do something, it will connect with your soul because everybody has spirit guides, and it'll make you turn around and all of a sudden you see on the clock 2:22 or 3:33, or you see the number 11:11, or you see it 4:44. Those types of things, what they're called are angel numbers.
Yep.
When you see those things and you're picking up on them all the time, because there are some people who pick up on them all the time, but a lot of people just see it and go, "Oh, it's just 4:44," and they walk on. You know, they don't pay attention too much, and they see that
I do.
it's harder for them to get through life because they don't pick up on things like that. But when they are able to show you these signs, when just the way that your mom and dad have, if they've passed away, and they bring you a sign too, like if your mom was into butterflies and all of a sudden you're seeing butterflies all the time, it's them letting you know, hey, I'm here and I'm here trying to be with you, and you need to pick up on that, and I'm trying to help you. It's the same thing with the angels. They will put these numbers through certain ways for us to pick up on. And they will bring other signs to us as well to let you know, yes, you're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing. Or they will also bring us signs that hey, you're fucking up. You need to get your shit straight because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. So,
Right.
but again, with the problem with that is they don't they just they can't put two and two together. People
Right.
can't seem to put two and two together. And when you're having a problem, you're having some issues, you can't figure out your life, or you're wondering why things are always going crazy, or if you just can't put two and two together, then come see somebody like me.
Right. Right.
But when I tell people to go out and do that, I'm also going to say that your audience needs to know they need to research the person as well.
Right.
Make sure that they have some type of you're getting some type of message. You go on their board and somebody's leaving them some type of message. Says, yeah, this is a good person to go to, stuff like that. I will tell them they need to watch out for the people. Uh, a lot of these psychics that you see along the side of the road and stuff like that, they have their little things set up in there. I don't take a lot of merit with that, a lot of faith in that. I have, when I was younger, I went to one, and she said, "Well, I see a lot of negativity in your life," and I was going, "Hmm." And then she's like, "Oh, you got this going on, you got the. I can get rid of all that for you, but." And here's the thing. Here's the trick that comes in. She said, "I need a, because I already paid her $20. I would, you would have to give me a gift." And I was like, "A gift? What do you mean a gift?" She said, "If you give me a gift, if you give me a real large gift, I can get rid of a lot more of this stuff for you. But if a smaller, medium gift, I can get rid of some stuff, but you may have to come back again." And I said, "A gift? What do you mean by a gift?" She says, "If you go to the bank and then and then you come back and you pull out your wallet and you give me a larger gift." And she doesn't want to say the word money,
Money.
because
Exactly.
when we talk about money being exchanged, more money that's being exchanged at that point,
Right.
then that's something that they would have to put on their taxes,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't want to
But if
claim
it's
that.
a
They want
gift,
they
it's
want
tax
gifts. They
free.
want gifts. Yeah, because if it's given as a gift, like nowadays when people go on PayPal, you say you're giving it to a friend or giving it as a gift, then that way you don't have to pay the PayPal charge.
Right.
So people like to do that. Well, this is the same thing, and they just want a gift. And so when you go to anybody who says they're psychic, because the psychics like to do it more,
Mm-hmm.
not that all of them do, but a lot of them do.
Right.
Uh, when they start saying the word gift, you gift your ass up out of there and gift your ass home, because all they're going to do is try to get money out of you all the time. I've had them come on my show, or I'd be on somebody else's show watching, and they'll email me, "Hey, would you like a free palm reading and stuff like?" And I go, so I always go, "Hell yeah, I'll play this game because I know they're full of shit." So they'll send me. They say, "Send me a picture of your palm and all this stuff," or "I'll do a reading for you." And I say, "Okay." And they say I get a hold of them, and they'll tell me, "Well, if you give me a gift," and I go, "Mm-hmm," and they go, "I can get rid of a lot of stuff." I go, "Mm-hmm." I said, "I'll tell you what." I tell them, "I'll do it this way. If you give me a little bit of a reading, and I see it's really good, we'll do a whole session because you told me this part's free, and I'll give you a big gift, a big fat freaking gift." And
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, "Okay," and they'll give me a reading, and I'll read all the stuff in it, and it'll say, "Yeah, you have a lot of negativity going on in your life, and you got this, and you got that." and all this other stuff, and I'll go, wow, I read all this stuff that you said about me, but you know what? The one thing I didn't see is, and they'll say, what that? I'll say, I'm an actual spirit medium, and you didn't pick up on any of that. How come? And it's well, that's not the part that I need to fix for you. I said, yeah, but I know you can't fix any of that stuff for me because, as we all know, negative energies, you can't make negative energies go away. Only we can make it go away ourselves. So
Right.
that's off the list. You can't fix that. You told me
Mhm.
about a business that I was going to have that was going to fail in the very beginning. Well, that's off the list because I have the business. It's pretty successful. And then I just went on down the list and I said, so again, how are you going to help me with all this? And they just, well, the reason I do, I said, no, I know the reason why you do this stuff is because you're trying to scam people out of money. And now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to write your name down and put it on my list. And then when I have readings and stuff like that, live readings, and if you come in my room, I'm going to tell everybody that you're a fraud and don't, because
Mm.
that's what I do, because there's a lot of them out there. So yeah, you have to watch out for the frauds. You have to watch out for the quacks and hacks in this business. There are a lot of them that go along with this, and people
Mhm.
need to know that before they just go, oh, let me walk over there and spend $150 because
Okay.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's
absolutely,
it's crazy that I mean I think a lot more people are so money hungry because they
yeah,
see everybody else making it and they're doing things and they're helping people. And I mean, what they say, money is the root of all evil.
absolutely, baby. Woo.
So, it's just one of those things. People are gonna look for it. They're gonna look for the easy way to get money and different things like that. Unfortunately, we live in a world where cash is king right now. You
Yes.
just kind of have to go with it because what else can you do? You know.
Yeah, and
Um,
people look at things too. You're gonna this is gonna resonate with you. You're just gonna know what I'm talking about. People will look at something. If you look at a pair of shoes, and one pair of shoes is $25, but this other one over here is $300. People are gonna pay for that $300 pair because they think they're getting more for it. They're
exactly.
not looking at the bargain point of it. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
when I first started in this business, the very first 6 months, I was doing readings for free. But what happened there was people would call me up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, Daniel, can you? And I said I would tell them, well, I would love to answer this question for you, but I'm sleeping and I got to go up for work in about 2 hours, and you just woke me up. Thanks a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. So after that, I started charging. I was like $50, and then maybe 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, we moved it up to 75, and now we just raised it again just for the fact that uh, because I was always doing readings, and if it lasted for 2 or 3 or 4 hours, I didn't care as long as I was helping them. But I've just by talking to other mediums I've been talking to a lot lately, they say you're shooting yourself in the foot, even though you're giving them a lot of information, but you're shooting yourself in the foot. Two ways. One way is they're paying for the reading, but they're paying for your time as well. And I said, yeah, I get that. Uh, and they said, but the other way is like I just explained it. If they see your $75 read and they see me and I'm charging $150, they're going to come to me first because they think they're getting more from me because it's worth more, and that's why the price is so high. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I get that. So
Right.
we actually, I just had a guy sign up for a reading for tomorrow, but after him, we just changed the price this morning. It went up about, I think, maybe $45 from there from what I was doing. But I was so like if you do an in-person meeting, I think it's like $120. If you do a Skype, it's $100. So
Mm-hmm.
still not too bad. Because the ones that I talk to who are like me are the same way. I can't see charging somebody 450 to $500 an hour because I know some mediums that do that, but I want to be there for the regular person who is just like stuck. And why are they stuck? Usually because they're broke. But it does take a lot of energy out of me, and I have to mark out a certain period of my day in order to do a reading for someone. So and I have to get to prepare myself. I mean, I got to come on camera sometimes, so that means I got to go take a shower and shave. So and there's some days that I don't want to do that. I want to sit around my underwear all day long. So my wife doesn't want to see that, but hey, I can close the door. Uh, but uh, but yeah, so there's a lot of preparation that has to go through with that.
True.
But yeah, I still want to give them a good reading as well.
That is so awesome. I love this conversation because this is one of those conversations that, um, you don't get that opportunity to have a conversation,
Right.
with that person in regards to what they're experiencing with people that are asking them about their spiritual gift and what is the engagement. That's always a very interesting take, or at least understanding the take on what's
Yeah,
happening in
sure.
that.
I try to let people know I'm a real person just like you are. I am just because I talk to angels all day long doesn't mean I don't do stupid shit throughout my day. Because we just tend to do that because we have been conditioned to do these things. We've learned everything from everybody else, and sometimes I do the same things. I put my pants and shirt on the same way. You know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I have to guide one of my feet a certain way to get my foot through my underwear, so I can get my other foot through my underwear, type of thing. Uh, I'm an old guy. So sometimes I walk around and accidentally shit my pants. Because we all do. So these types of things happen. We have to stop. I was on this some I was did this interview with this woman, and she told me about a couple of these pages to get on Facebook, about these spirituality pages. And I told her, I said, I really don't do that because a lot of that stuff on there is woo woo stuff. It's not real. They tell you a lot of stuff that's not real, and they want you to think it is real. But I said, I'll check them out. And I got on two of them, and I lasted just a little bit under 2 days on these two pages because they were slapping their gums about so much dumb, not real stuff. When I went into it, I had to start re-educating everybody in there,
Right.
and and then it just got to be, oh well, I said no, no, no.
We're not
One
doing
guy was
that.
trying to tell people, because I tell people how many times they've been here and the reason why you keep coming back. Well, this one guy was trying to tell people the reason why you keep coming back has all to do with numerology, and I was like, no, it doesn't. Numerology was numbers were created by men.
Yeah,
This
that is
when
exactly
you
it.
leave here and you go back home, there's no numbers there because they don't work because where they are there's no space and time, so there's no need for numbers. There's no religion there. There's no nothing there. Uh, and one lady was talking about, oh, if you want to keep these negative energies out of your place and stuff like that, you got to put up some crosses and stuff like that. I said, where they are, there are no crosses. There's none of that stuff. And the smudging. Oh, you got to smudge your room. You got to. Yeah, they're in a realm where they don't breathe and they don't smell. So whatever you're burning is more or less incense for you, and you're just setting off your fire alarms, and they can't smell nothing. So you're not going to make them go away by burning something. Because if that were the truth, then how come all the forest fires in the world haven't made all this negative energy go away?
True.
Oh, well, I guess you're right about that. No, I am right because that's the way it is, you dipshit. So a lot of people believe in this hocus pocus stuff that's out there, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is. And
Yeah.
they want you to believe it because a lot of times, again, they just want to sell you on something. They want to sell you, sell you, sell you. And they can't relate anything to you, but they just want to sell everything to you.
It's
So
very
yeah,
cool.
there's a lot of misconceptions. So yeah, I was on there for about 2.5 days, and then I had to go back to another girl and said, yeah, I had to get out of those rooms because they were so full of shit. Their eyes were brown. It was horrible. But yeah, it was just horrible. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, yeah, and they started attacking me and stuff like that.
They
And she's like,
will.
oh my God, I didn't think they would do. I said, yeah, because
Yeah, they
because
will.
people who tell the truth are busy all the time. And the ones who aren't telling the truth, you catch them on something and they go, humana, humana, humana. And I was doing that to them, and then they were getting angry at me because I was catching them in their own lies. So they
Hmm.
started attacking me. So I said, yeah, I just left. She's like, oh,
That's
okay. I said, yeah, don't invite me to those things anymore
yeah.
because
No, I don't want to either. Yeah, and I might have to get out the like two that I'm into too. So yeah, I feel you on that one. It's
which
not just
ones are
like
you in? I'll let you know.
I think it's the empath one, and there's
That one's
the
not bad. Don't tell me
yeah,
that
I
one's okay.
I kind of like the empath one. I mean, they do try to give you a lot more positivity and different things like that, but I don't like after a while just kind of like, okay, this is nice, but I can't do this all the time cuz I'll be sitting here reading all these stories and not getting none of my work done. So I was like,
Yeah,
no,
I was
I
in
can't
one
do
that was talking about all kinds of positivity stuff, and I was like,
it.
they were talking about this one person. Oh, how wonderful she is! She's fantastic. She's like one of the best out there, and you should go to her and all this stuff. I said, you know, we need to stop doing this. We need to stop putting each other on pedestals. We're all the same. We're all equal. And thought, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Blah blah blah. Did this trigger you or something? I said, oh, thanks for that judgment. Awesome. And well, let's move on now.
It's interesting. That's all you can say. You're interesting. You're
Yeah,
very
yeah.
interesting. You have a very interesting mind. I can't deal with you right now on that note. Definitely. Okay, so please this is we are rubbing up on an hour. So go ahead and tell my Mayan tribe how they can get a hold of you and the name of your podcast, beloved.
They can find me at they can find my website for a reading at www.spiritmediumdaniel.com. One long word, Spirit Medium Daniel, no separation there. .com. They can find me on Facebook at Spirit Medium Daniel. They can find me on YouTube at Spirit Medium Daniel. I have a bunch of teaching videos on there as well. They can learn about this spirit stuff. There's like 20 or 30 of them on there. Uh, or they can find me for our podcast. It's www.beyond-the-veil.com. And the show is called Beyond the Veil with Daniel Jackson. Me. And we talk about spirit and UFOs. And we just did a live show the other day. Oh, and if they would like to, this Saturday night, on Facebook. If they go to my Daniel Jackson Facebook page, I've been posting it all over Facebook. We're doing a live reading session so people can come in, and as long as they like the video and share the video to their page, they can come in and ask me any medium type questions that they want to ask, and they can do it for free, and I will answer it for them.
Woohoo!
Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
That's awesome. That is super awesome. I'm a listen. I'm always happy to get you like on my shows and different things. I'm always happy to have conversations with you because I mean, just the information that we exchange. It's just like I've said before. It's like this is the spirits just meeting each other once again. Hey, high five, and it's just one of those things.
Whoop,
Definitely.
whoop.
Whoa, 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 whoa. And so I appreciate you so greatly. Thank you so much for being on my show. I
Thanks for having
appreciate
me. Yeah.
you. You guys, listen, just reach out. You'll love the shows. You'll love the information. You'll love everything about him because he's so super real. He's so super down to earth. And like, he keeps it real with you, like really real with you. Like I've talked to him, and I'd be like, I,
And
I didn't
and
know.
I'm pretty good looking too. No, not really.
Yes, look at the ball
Yeah.
head.
Boom. Yeah.
Yay.
Boom
it's
shakalaka.
that's how he gets all those spirits right there. It's like
Right.
download
Yeah,
right
they're
there.
touching me all over the place, telling me stuff. That's why a lot of time that's why I keep. I mean, I like my head shaved now. I have hair. I could grow it, way out and stuff like that. I used to just keep it shaved because I ride a motorcycle and it fits easier under a helmet and I'm not sweating. But when
Oh,
they're touching my face, I want to know exactly who it is. So
right.
when I have my head shaved, I can feel exactly who
Feel
it
it
is.
better.
I know who's answering me.
True, true. Okay. Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. I will talk to you later. If you want to be on Living Your Best Life with Lady Myya or just live, that's on every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to be on that, just go to my email. It's at admin at ladymyya.com. That's Maya spelled Myya. And I will talk to you guys and see you guys again next week. Bye.
Bye.